Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew, where family's everything.
Until it's not. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Aunt.
Have you been to the Bahamas?
Yes.
I
I've
have been.
been on a cruise and I think I've been on multiple cruises. I think I went when I was
You
younger.
don't remember.
I
That's
think
not
when I went
good.
on a Disney cruise when I was younger, I did.
Okay.
And then I went for sure when I went on a cruise for Miami.
All right, but you haven't stayed overnight in the Bahamas,
No.
like on a thing. Well, I've been to the Bahamas many times. I've actually been to Bahama.
Yeah, that's like
I know. That's
the
where they were staying in this episode. Now,
it dawned on me this episode that the reason why they keep ordering like all these big it's all inclusive. So it's
oh,
like not,
it's
yeah,
not an all-inclusive where
it's
they are
not.
staying. No, they're not. No, I think it's just on Whitney. That's the all-inclusive. He's there.
Or
The
yeah, or it's
production, the,
production.
the production company's paying for
Yeah.
it. That's why
And they're
they're.
getting they all should be bowing down to Shep. And Molly. Molly's great. I love Molly.
I like Molly. I do not
Oh,
like Sally.
yeah, but the rumor is Sally and Craig.
Oh, Sally and
Sally,
Craig.
yeah, Andy grilled her about it on Watch What Happens Live this week, and she was like, it was the night before the
Really? I
reunion.
did not hear that. I don't like Sally.
Oh no, I kind
Oh,
of
they
like
already did
her.
the reunion?
Yeah, they
Oh yeah,
filmed
I
the
don't like Sally.
reunion.
I don't like anybody being mean to JT because I really like JT, but he's gone. Does he come to the reunion? Oh yeah, he did.
His entry point with Sally was talking about how she broke up a relationship with Gaston. She has every right to like have feelings towards JT. She might be one of the only ones that has the right to have feelings towards JT. Now, Craig Conover, you are a liar.
He's a liar. He's a liar. It's
But
not a
like
good
I don't think you
episode
do
for
it
him.
maliciously. I think that Madison hit the nail on the head. You embellish stories so much that like you are such a psychopath, Craig, that you go into the mind of the person and you try to pretend that you think you know what they're trying to say.
Yeah,
So
it's
in your mind, you
unfortunate.
think that JT meant to call Miss Pat a bitch. You have no idea if that's what he meant, and maybe he did. It was kind of listen. I'm not from the South. Now, if I was from the South and I had people like Miss Pat
He
in my life
didn't
all the
call
time,
her that
he
though.
didn't. But if I
Right.
had people like Miss Pat in my life all the time, I wouldn't think the way that she acted with the cane was bitchy. Now, watching it on TV, it was a little bitchy. Now, I
And
don't
you
think,
wouldn't mind she was in her house and she showed she has a cane collection.
yes, but she teed it up to JT also, as you and I have said, didn't tee it up right to her. Miss Pat, I got these for everyone when I was away because I thought it would be fun. So you're not like, don't think I'm like giving it to you to
Right, but
give it
that's
like,
he might have said that and
they cut
again
it out.
production.
Yeah.
Now, I have a theory. And who was in the bus with JT? Whitney,
Shep.
Benita, and Shep.
Yeah.
Okay? Whitney, when JT's saying, I'm going to go, when Craig is saying you called Miss Pat a bitch, when they're talking about you accused Madison of having an affair, who is quiet? Whitney.
Whitney.
Why is Whitney quiet?
Because he's
Because
seen the
he knows
footage
he's seen the footage and he knows none of this is true.
and he wants it to come out on the reunion, not to come out in that scene.
Because if there was actual footage of JT saying, Miss Pat's a bitch, you would one see it and Whitney would have none of it because
Well,
of
here's
his
the reality. Whitney may not see
weird,
raw footage. He may just have input on like first edit, then final cut, like all that.
but I
He's probably not in the
guarantee
production
you
room.
he may not be, but he would have access to that information
Oh,
and
he could
know
go
if
find
it's
out if he wanted to, but did you not see him getting off the Sprinter van? He is the most drunk he's ever been in the history of this
wasted.
show.
No, but before he got there, before he got there, he already
Oh,
knows
you mean like this has already been up for debate, so he could have just looked into it. Yeah, you're right.
he's already knows that JT never called Miss Pat anything, but he's letting this go for storyline
Totally.
purposes. And so that's where everybody should be saying, well, Whitney's not upset with them. And Whitney has access to everything because Whitney is the executive
But
producer.
that's why I always say it's never real on the reality show.
Well, that is where I would like JT to break that
The fourth
wall
wall.
and
Yeah.
say, you know, I didn't say this, Whitney, because you have access to every single
What
thing
if
I've
he
been
did, and what
said.
if they cut that out?
Again, it could have been because
Yeah.
Whitney is wasted in this episode yet again, and he's
He
a
is like
vampire.
something's going on.
Yeah, he's bad.
He's
No,
been
he
drunk every single time he's been on camera, wasted, not drunk, wasted.
wasted, wasted.
Yeah.
Maybe because he knows his show's kind of going down. Thank God The last couple of episodes have been interesting.
I
But
have
again,
started to
because
realize Rodrigo is actually great. He just doesn't do shit that's like fake. He doesn't perform for the cameras. But when you catch him, like when they said, "Oh, Rodrigo's over here making memes of Shep," like that was funny. Like I'm
it was
Rodrigo.
funny.
I actually think you might need to be a little more bold with your antics because I have a feeling you're behind the scenes doing really funny things, and you're just
And you're
not
just,
letting it come
he's
out
camera
because you're
shy, maybe.
no, you're just not. I think that he is a little older. He's more
Yeah,
mature. He
maybe.
seems he's sleeping
Well,
in the same
anybody
room
could
as
be.
Austin.
Yeah.
And like, this is all I'm gonna say. Like, you have to have a real friendship. Austin is a straight guy and Rodrigo is a gay guy. Like, if they were just like cast on the show and made to be friends, I just don't know if that would be something where like both would think that would be super appropriate. So they clearly are real friends.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So like, and you can tell, I think Rodrigo's also like you can tell that he's like the gay guy in Charleston that's friends with all the pretty girls because he's also like loves all the blondes. They're like all of his friends.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
just
yeah.
imagine him and his husband like being the one where like when the blonde girl gets broken up with in Charleston, she
That
goes
they
over
go
there
in
for some
and
TLC.
cries and
Yeah.
and sleeps
Like
on the,
food, comfort,
yeah,
laughter, booze.
the whole bit.
Yeah, the whole
Now,
gamut.
the JT showing up, God bless him. JT being raked across the coals by everybody
Vanita straddling JT and him shutting
twice.
her down twice
I know.
and then like picturing it. And you know what? I have to give Vanita a lot of credit. Anyone, this is where I hope to God Vanita doesn't get. I hope that I would love to see the social media reaction to Vanita because the reality is this: JT flirts with Vanita. Now I know they're friends, but he also has said things that I think are very, very wrong to say to a girl that you know likes you when you are
Yes, he's
unavailable.
leading her on a little bit.
He is
Yes.
definitely like trying to have a backup plan in place so that
No,
if
he
things
is. He's a little man. Sorry,
yeah,
he is.
yeah,
And his ego's sort of being fitted by he has a
exactly.
girlfriend and there's somebody else who's pursuing him
Totally.
also. Yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah.
give her a lot of credit for not like for being like open enough to being like when a guy doesn't take advantage of you like but I also don't think she has to be protecting this girlfriend that she doesn't know from a hole in the wall and when JT's like I feel these feelings for you. I like this. I kind of have someone. So I just give Vanita credit for when he said I kind of had this girlfriend she just was like all right and that's for her. Vanita has class. I just hope Vanita I want Vanita to be successful. I like Vanita.
I like Vanita, and she still has a thing for JT.
She does. She's being
You can just
real.
tell the way she talks about him that she's really kind of crazy about him.
She is, and she's being
Yeah.
real. Like she's being honest about like in a way, she's kind of like how JT was with Taylor, yet not like manipulating the situation to try to win. She's
Right.
just like JT genuinely cared for Taylor. And then he allowed the
Yes.
cameras and the show and the drama and the manipulation to get the best of him. And that's why I
Correct.
say Vanita has such a good soul because she's not.
No, but don't you think he's the only one we've seen on this cast who would have said no to her and when she was straddling him twice? Shep wouldn't have.
Oh yeah, no, they wouldn't have. They're
No,
paid.
Craig wouldn't have. And neither would have. Well, Craig maybe with Paige, yes, but before with Naomi, no.
No,
And forget Austin. I mean,
Austin and
he was having
Whitney
menage
would
a
have been too
trois.
drunk, and
Whitney's, well,
Rodrigo is too gay, and the other guy is just gay.
now
I
should
forget
we
his
talk
name.
about the story that came out this week?
Which one?
Okay, so Thomas Ravenel accused Whitney
Mm.
of being the Harvey Weinstein of Southern Charm, and that he slept with every single solitary girl that's ever been in the cast. He's had them all, and that his this is Thomas Ravenel,
Did you see
and
the social post of the girl that was showing how Whitney was asking her to come over to his house? It was his hitting on her at a bar in Charleston and was saying he has the biggest house in Charleston. Come over, let's get to know each other better. She was like early 20s.
yeah, well, I believe it. Well, these girls are early too, because remember we figured out Whitney is 50, like 8 years old. He's not
Yeah.
even 50. So Ravenel said that he's the Harvey Weinstein of Charleston and of Southern Charm, and that his mother's a bitch.
And she's probably the what? She's like the Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, yeah. And so,
Miss
and then,
Pat, she covers it up. She might say, "Oh, come over."
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
No,
then
I don't
three
think so,
days
Miss Pat.
later, he issued an apology, Thomas Ravenel, that he's always liked Whitney and he thinks the world of Miss Pat. Well, you already put it out there. I guess you can just throw out anything you want.
Yeah, what do you think? Whitney definitely threatened him with a lawsuit.
Yeah, something happened. I mean,
Or
that was
maybe he
obvious.
promised him back on the show. The
I'd
show's tanking,
love,
Thomas. Want to come back?
I'd love to see Thomas Ravenel back on the show.
Sienna not coming. I can't wait for next week because I hear that Whitney's wasted again in the preview and he's talking to Sienna
Okay, now
at dinner.
Sienna. Now, first of all, we have two completely like opposite things here. We have Vanita who wants JT, and JT just leaves. He
Hmm.
left, and I think JT did the right thing. He
Oh yeah.
left. Nothing good was going to happen. He made it better with Madison. He doesn't care about Sally,
Yeah.
obviously.
Or
You
Craig.
can't get anywhere with Craig because Craig is a
Sally
pathological
said that she got to a
liar.
good place with JT at the reunion.
Oh.
And she said the person she had the worst problem with at the reunion was Taylor. But she also
Oh.
said that almost everyone at the reunion got to a better place with JT.
You what? Because they saw every single thing Craig did was a lie. Craig's a
Probably.
liar.
I bet
Craig is a
she
liar.
said that
This was
Taylor
a
had the most to
horrible
answer for at the
episode.
reunion, but I think Craig's gonna have the most to answer for at the reunion for sure.
Yeah, Craig
With the
showed
cast and
himself.
about Paige.
Craig showed himself to be a liar. He lied about
I know.
JT, and he lied about with the thing with Madison and with Miss
Therefore,
Pat.
pandas exist.
And tell me, why did Austin get so upset about JT at the table? It had nothing to do with him at all.
I think that that was a producer getting in his ear, and I also think that
Or
it
was
was
he just trying to cover for his problems with Craig? I couldn't
probably,
figure it out.
probably. I think it was more aimed at Craig than it was JT.
Well, I don't blame JT for leaving.
I
First of
don't
all,
either.
he's got Vanita straddling him.
I
And then
know.
he's got this one lying, Sally hates me, Craig
If
hates
I was
me,
JT, I would have gone
Madison's.
over to Sienna's house.
Well, that was what somebody said. Maybe
Yeah.
they're together. Now, the puppy dog pathetic human being that is Shep. Pathetic.
Yeah, but he
Like,
had a moment of self-awareness like towards the end.
what, that she only wanted a $10 million house and that she wasn't
Well,
rich
just
enough
the
for
fact that
him?
like he's been like people want stability and he's not that person.
Okay, somebody texts you and they say, I won't see you tonight. I'm running late. I'm not gonna make the boat. I'll see you tonight. Sorry. And you go, we'll wait. No, no, I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna be
pathetic. But
there.
that happens like I
Right. And
can't
then
weigh in
you
on this because that
call
was
them.
me. That was me
Then
with every
you
guy that I thought was the love of my life.
then you call them and you go straight to
Oh,
voicemail.
listen, I have multiple men I'm thinking of right now that did this to me. That I was the most pathetic person chasing them. Like this
So
one
you were
guy.
Shep Rose at
Oh
this
yeah,
moment.
I see so much of me in Shep Rose.
Really?
Yeah, with this guy I used to date, Jake.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
No, no, no.
Okay. Anyways,
Yeah, no, I was like obsessed. It was sick. No, I'm not. Like, it's so funny. Like, he's a nice guy. I guess he's whatever. I don't know anything about him now, but like, it was pathetic. It was like, but it was like, are you obsessed with the person or are you obsessed with like the illusion of the person in the life and the having someone? Because there's nothing
it's
about
only
Sienna.
lust. You know
I
that.
also don't love the freckled lips. Like, we keep talking about these cute freckled lips, and I'm like, they're not cute, really.
And he's so pathetic with telling everybody what he
I'd be
wrote
like,
her.
wait, you got something on your lip? Oh, sorry, that's
And
not.
I thought we had some extra cake. Now, Paige gave him the best advice,
She did, but like I
where
also don't
she
love that they
just,
pushed that because then it's like they're gonna use that against her they're gonna use that against Craig, I think, towards the end of the season as a way to like kind of show him that like, well, Paige said, like if you have to think if someone likes you, they don't like you. Like I have a feeling it's gonna be a flashback where Craig's gonna be like, I don't feel like she likes me. And she said it from her own lips to Shep, like if they don't like you, then they don't like you. And I think that's
well,
going to come back. And I think that's going to be so manipulative because I think it's so different. Like what Paige said is that like if you're long distance and it's iffy, it's going to get harder. And then what she also, Craig and Paige have also said, and this is the truth, they were like attached at the hip, like couldn't spend more than a night away from each other for like the
and
first
now
6 months
they're
to a
just
year.
right.
Shep's not even 3 months in. Like it's like nothing. So it's like that's what they're saying more. So I just hope they don't compare the two because there's no comparison.
I'm going to give everybody here a PSA announcement.
Okay.
There's a reason why people say that you need to like date for about 2 years before you get engaged.
Why?
Okay. All right. Let's say, and then you need a year or two to plan the wedding.
Okay.
Now you're about 3 to 4 years into a relationship,
Okay.
and you should still be, the day you get married, you should be madly in love with the other person that you can't breathe without them. Because let me tell you, by the time you've been married 7, 10, 15, 40, and it's there's a lot of the luster has come off the diamond, so to speak.
Yeah.
But a lot of people like meet and they have like this whirlwind romance, and only so many of them make it because they don't love the person yet. They say it takes 3 to 5 years to really fall in love with a person past lust. Okay? Because the lust ends, it ends for everybody. And so you have to be with somebody a few years to know if you even really love them.
Got it.
So if somebody meets somebody, because you'll hear of people, they'll be like, oh, we met and then we moved in together and then we broke up after like 2.5, 3 years. Yeah, you want to know why? Because you fell in lust and then you played house and then you realized you couldn't really stand this person and then you go your own way because you never really loved them. You were just in lust.
So what do you say about someone that gets engaged 3 months after meeting someone and then 7 years later is still with them, but hasn't gotten married yet?
Oh, you actually love them.
Yeah, but we kind
No,
of did it
because you
opposite. We just it didn't follow
no,
your
no, no, but I'm not
blueprint.
saying that. I think too many people like meet and then they move in and then they like buy a house and then they're like, "Oh, well this didn't work out because we're like 3 years into this relationship and we made a lot of
Oh
mistakes
yeah,
here."
you're right.
And
Yeah.
and goodbye, I can't because you need they say it actually takes about 5 years to actually really truly know you love someone.
Well, then Shep's really screwed. Who's your mess?
Well, Shep is pathetic.
Yes.
I mean, Shep is like, what is wrong with him?
Oh, he's pathetic. I mean, he's like his
And I
his
mean,
the gas has run out. Like it's like the play he's the playboy, the gas has run out, and it's like he's the emperor, but there's no clothes on anymore. Like he's truly like all of his colors are showing.
okay,
Yeah,
if
like
you, well,
he needs a rebrand. He needs a
he's,
rebrand. He needs
it's
like
more than that. They say that nothing is worse in a narcissist, and I would
yeah, but
put
I don't
Shep
know if
there.
that's I don't know if he's truly that. I think he's like I think he needs to grow up quick because if not, he's going in that direction. But it's this idea that like for so long he got all this attention, he was the top of the game, he had his own dating show, all these different things.
Hmm. And now
Now it's
he's an
like,
afterthought on
yeah,
Southern Charm.
exactly. But yet
Hmm.
he's coming back to the surface, but not for the reasons why we knew Shep.
Do you think he really loved her, the idea of her, or
He
what
loved
was
the
it?
idea of her. He thought, yeah. And I think that also it was the psychology of that she didn't really want him. I'm just not that into you.
No, I mean, as Paige said, if she likes you, you will know.
Exactly.
I
Well, follow
mean,
us, subscribe
that's
us, deep
so
dive
do you
us.
think, I want to know, do you think that do you think Craig's sympathetic at all in this? Or do you think it's
Yes, I
coming
think
off?
so. I think he's being real. I don't think Craig's doing anything wrong right now.
No, I don't think.
Austin's also being way too coddling of Shep. Shep made his bed, sleep in it. You are a pathetic. You've been so crazy. You're reading that text message on TV. You should have read a version of it. Like, come on, man. Come on, do better. Do better.
I want to say something. If somebody's not into you and you write them a whole long soliloquy
Yeah.
about your feelings for them, it just makes them stomp on you more.
Oh yeah, trust me, that's back to it. Why are you bringing up all my
I didn't
my
know. I'm just
PTSD, my pain points? You're triggering me. I'm gonna go to my phone and text the people.
okay. So you agree with me that Craig was a mess. He
Yeah.
is sloppy in this with his lies.
Oh yeah.
That JT, do you believe it was right to leave or should he have stayed?
Oh, he should have left.
Okay. Whitney's a mess and
Oh
Craig
yeah.
is the disaster.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. We're in agreement. I want to know what everybody out there thinks about Craig Conover's lies.
Oh
And
yeah.
will they come back and get him in the reunion? Will it all will all be exposed? We'll see. It was a good. I've
Yeah, I
enjoyed the
don't know.
Bahamas. I will say I enjoyed the Bahamas.
I did too, and it's not done yet. But anyway.
No, we
All
got
right, love you
more.
guys. Subscribe us, comment us, follow us, stalk us, whatever you
All
want. We love you.
that. No, don't stalk me. Stalk
Find
Andrew.
us. Find